Good morning, everybody, and welcome back from vacation. I hope you all had a wonderful time. We're going to start this next section of class having our kind of greenhouse catch-up, our greenhouse update, so you guys can see how things are looking out here. Show you around, show you how lush and beautiful and green everything is, and show you a new addition to our little greenhouse family. Got a couple different groups of new little buddies out here. These guys have been here for about 2 weeks. And these little dudes over here just came yesterday. So some of you have been out here before and helped with the chicks. Last year, some of you probably helped when they had poopy butt. So far, everybody looks good and healthy. So that's happening out here now. Before we went on vacation, a bunch of you had great questions. So I thought as we look around the greenhouse, I'll answer some of the questions that you had. One of the questions was, I talk about things that failed miserably this year. And I guess one of the things, and one of the students asked, what was that? So peppers normally cover this entire table, but the only peppers we have this year are right here. These are the peppers. This is it. This seems to be one of the things that the mice really liked more than anything. But look how green everything's getting. Isn't that awesome? Now, I've started over here, I started a very few cucumbers and squashes. Normally we'd have a whole table of cucumbers and squash. We start them later because they come up so quickly. I started these just a week ago. And I started these, they're cucumbers, zucchinis, and summer squashes. And I started them a week ago. And I put them on that same table where the mice gave the nasturtiums a hard time, and look what happened. Those are the seed coats that the mice dug up, ate the endosperms and the embryos out of them, and then just left them there. So we had the same problem. I thought the rodents were gone, so that'll answer another question. Another one of you had a question, are the rodents still around? The answer is yes. I didn't think so. But the answer is yes, because look at what we're dealing with here. This is a marigold. Sometimes they're not red in the center like that. We have a bunch of different varieties. If you look, these marigolds have a fringier leaf. And then these marigolds over here are much taller. If I put my hand in here, you can see how tall some of these things are getting. And then these are I think these are the Cracker Jacks. Look at how big our zinnias are. This one right here, you can see the flower. See the flower head on the top of that one? By the time we have next week's greenhouse update, there'll be flowers on the zinnias as well. All right, someone asked how the fish were doing. The fish are doing great, so are the turtles. They've enjoyed the company that's come out so far. Look at the beautiful leaf shape on this cleome. These are something that have really gone to town. These amaranthus are things that I'm going to use out in front of the school. I'm going to be planting a lot of stuff around the school in the next few weeks as it starts being time to go outside. Another flower head on this calendula right here. By the time you get the next update, those will be going. This is what a nasturtium flower looks like. One of the questions that someone asked was, how are you going to get those nasturtiums and moonflowers untangled? And that was a great question because look at this. These guys are so intertwined and snarled together. I pulled a bunch of nasturtiums apart and put them in some planters. I bought some for myself. I'm going to use some of them at my house, and I'll show you those in a minute, but it was quite a bit of work to get them apart. here. Here are your little ivies. Look at them. They're going great. Still a few things that didn't come along. This is would be one of the ones we would call maybe a not a great experiment. That's lemon balm. We had a few of them, but not too many. Scented geraniums going crazy. Here's our basils, our parsley. This tray of coleus I'm going to start working on this week. This is the shade-loving plant that we'll put out in front of the school. So this week I'll start dividing these up because this is one plant. And look at how many plants are in there. So I'll start dividing these up this week for us to use here at school. Let's stick that back in so it's okay till tomorrow. Another question was which ones of the plants are going to go out into the raised beds. We're going to have a great garden going with the tomatoes. We're going to do a wild variety of tomato plants. I'll have a bunch of herbs. We'll have a huge patch of just basil. Look at this basil. I can harvest this. I can pinch this piece of basil off. It's going to just keep coming back. I might eat this while I'm talking to you. Cilantro. All these herbs will be going out into the garden. And then I'll be putting out some cauliflower, some broccoli, the cucumbers. I'm going to start some squash directly from seed. I'll start some beets. I'm going to start some sweet peas hopefully this week. The raised beds are pretty much ready to go. They just need one more little touch of manure, compost manure. So here are the nasturtiums that I put in some planters. Got some nasturtiums in here. They're going to hang off some pillars. Some reds and oranges. They got a little stressed from being transplanted, but they're starting to perk up. See how long they are? Isn't this cool? I fertilized again yesterday. So this is alyssum. Purple alyssum. Look how great it looks. White alyssum. This is a little annual flowering ground cover that we'll use here at school. Hopefully by the time you guys who are coming back next year, we'll have some beautiful gardens here for you to help me work on next fall. So we'll put a variety of tomatoes in that raised bed. Cody asked how the dogs are doing. The dogs are doing great. They're having a lot of fun running around. They've been working with us quite a bit. They're here every day. They're out in the barn doing chores right now. So there's your greenhouse update for this week. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll be out planting together in the garden. I do have a couple of assignments I want you guys to look at, some different things we were going to look at together. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do with this greenhouse assignment is do a little brainstorming about how best we can start selling some of these plants. But I'll write that up in an assignment for you. Okay, great. Have a good day, guys.